So this is the PRS McCarty that we had a look at a while back, and let's give it a review. We'll have a listen, which I'll tell you what I can. Let's go. So pick up time, and starting with the noisy or distorted setting, we'll start with the bridge, which is popping out a massive 12, which is great for a P90. Wow. Into the centre. Just blows me away. Onto the neck. Right, let's have a listen to it being polite. And starting with the bridge again. Into the centre. And onto onto the neck. Lovely, let's have a jolly good look round. So this is the McCarty Soapbar, and just to give you a little bit of background, Paul Reed Smith, who's from Stevensville in Maryland in the United States, which is where the American base is for manufacturing these fine guitars. If you know your American geography, you've got to New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Stevensville. So, yes, very much on the East Coast, or certainly near to the East Coast. Anyway, Paul Smith called Ted McCarty back in the 90s, I think it was, and he asked if he could talk to him. He didn't think that Ted McCarty would speak to him, but Ted McCarty was happy to speak to him because Paul Smith wanted to ask him about guitar construction rather than the usual questions that McCarty will get asked, which was how to get rich quick and where do I find a 1956 Gibson Les Paul from. So it will come, and the point of this is that, of course, as you know, Ted McCarty is responsible for the Les Paul, the Tunematic, the Gibson Explorer, the Futura, anything that looked a bit wacky and spaceshipy, the Explorer, and I might have said that twice, but he was responsible for all of that kind of thing. And he was also responsible for the humbucker alongside Seth Lover. And so Paul Smith was keen to speak to him, so it comes as no surprise that this is an all mahogany construction with a maple cap. That was the long-winded point that I was trying to get to. It's very, very much a Gibson construction, not quite a Gibson scale length. It comes at 25 inches. And we've got, so many of their vintage-looking stuff was called McCarty, and after Ted McCarty. So what I do like about this, I might have pointed it out when we had a look at it on the bench, my first look at an American PRS, is that you can feel the raised PRS logo on the headstock there. Around the back, the serial number is painted on in gold. You've got vintage style tuners, one piece mahogany neck set into a mahogany body. Don't know how many pieces that is, but I'll say it's one. They're expensive, these. It's got a nice belly curve in it. Belly curve, belly carve. There are a few really, really rare ones of these where if you take the scratch plate off, the cavity control cover off and have a look underneath, it's actually got McCarty's signature under there. Exhaust pipe in the side. It's a, you know, it's a bit of a Les Paul, really. Well, it's certainly a Gibson in construction. We've got Seymour Duncan voiced P90s. Whether voiced means, you know, they designed the circuitry and they were built by PRS or not, I don't really know. They could just be built by Seymour Duncan, but they're very, very good. And a blisteringly powerful pair of items they are too. We've got roughly 8 ohms in the neck and about 12 in the bridge. You've got a single wrap over bridge there, and it just works. The whole thing works. I like the recessed buttons and switch. That's very, very nice, all in sensible places. Lovely, beautiful gloss finish. This is not, you will see some of these, in fact you'll see quite a lot of them incorrectly advertised as a 10 top, and the 10 top just means that I think it's 10 out of 10 as opposed to 8.5 out of 10. And there's an easy way to identify the 10 tops, and that is on the back of the headstock. Always in the top right hand corner, the highest pointy bit, you'll see the number 10. So quite easy to figure out there. What else do we have? Definitely abalone inlays. Those, they call these the crescent moon inlays, 22 frets. This one's got a couple of little dings on that horn there. and it's been on a stand which has left a bit of a mark on either side where it's been sat there, but otherwise the the genuine OHSCs, the original hard shell cases, do look quite budget and a bit boring, but when you open them up, of course, they are moulded to fit these precisely, so they're very, very good quality cases. I don't know where they're made, but yeah, so you got the, like I say, you got those vintage style tuners there, and action absolutely on the I think it's about one, might be it's about one, something like that, and it'll almost definitely go lower, but you know. So yes, so that is it for the PRS McCarty. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful flame top, that, isn't it? Bound, of course. So yeah, really highly recommended from me. Like I say, they are not cheap guitars at all, but probably worth the money. Weighs in about just a shade over £8, so you know, not too heavy, and really very, very beautifully balanced. So with all that said, I shall thank you for tuning in as always, and I shall look forward to seeing you on the next one. Adios amigos. Ta-ra.